Hey guys, welcome back to Puppet Lauda, and welcome back to our final chapter of Cafe Enchante. I am stupidly excited. I don't even know how to explain the joy that I feel. I can't wait to find out what Mazir's route has in store for us, so let's just get right into it. Yes, we'll use Cotone's name, and we'll probably be skipping through a lot of common root stuff as usual, so let's just go. Prologue 5. Tu fuis egoes. Everything's being, I don't know why I said it like that, but I was going to say everything is much more clear now. Like, everything's become much more clear. I know before, especially in like Conus's route, all you could see was like static, but now we see it's like a purple world. It's weird. Wind brushes the infinite, colorless world like a breath. When he leaves, I'll be alone again. And if he returns, I am certain all I would have for him is apathy. Yes, that's right. This is unfair. If he was saved, I should have been saved as well. That's why I continued to hope, and I kept reaching out. If I can't reach it now, I just need to reach out further. Then, little by little, the hand I've reached out with, it will, at last, reach her. Her? Oh, this is so creepy. Oh, I hate that.
やっと見つけた。
Oh, I hate it. Who's that? Ew. So, is Mazir's route about a stalker? Because I don't deal well with that. Oh, I'm so creeped out. Let's see if we can skip. So here we are with Misyr in the common route. We are learning how to make coffee, and instead of saying you give me too much credit, we're going to compliment him. Let's see how he takes it. Here we go. It was excellent simply because I had a good teacher. Of course, that teacher was Mazir. I tried to learn how to brew coffee on my own, but when it comes to the basics of pouring a cup, I make mistakes and forget things, likely because I begin to feel so panicked. I guess it's important, no matter what you're working on, to have a little guidance from someone. I should have had you teach me from the very beginning.
それはどうだろう。何事も失敗の積み重ねで上達していくものなんだから。でも先生か。いいね。頼られてるって感じがするし、その響き悪くないかも。
Now I'm embarrassed for calling you that. Now we're here, pretty much during the common route where we're trying to supervise somebody, and we're gonna go see how Mazir's doing. Oh, right. Mazir is saying he would be in charge of drinks. I was sure he would be by the table, preparing lots of delicious coffees. With that assumption, I headed down to the cafe. However... Huh? He's not here. Maybe he went to the convenience store to get drinks other than coffee?
どうしたことね。何か気になることでも。
I turned towards the voice that called to me to find Conus standing there, carrying a large amount of items. He did say he was in charge of snacks. I'm sure he was on his way back from a trip to the store for ingredients. I came to see how Mazir was doing, but I don't see him anywhere.
ああ、ミシェルならば先ほどゲートの方へ歩いていくのを見かけたぞ。
The gate?
我もどうしたのかと気になりはしたのだが、魔界の方で何かあったのかもしれん。最近のミシェルはあの部屋の様子を見に行くことが多いように思える。
I see. Thanks for letting me know, Conus. Conus assured me it was no trouble and began heading to the kitchen. I wonder if Mazir's still standing in front of the gate right now. Maybe I should take over the drinks if this is a bad time for him. That in mind, I step into a room I hadn't visited in a while with the gate inside it. There was Mazir, gazing at the plate hanging on the gate, the one that read closed. His head was tilted. He looked puzzled. Though it seemed like he wasn't intending on heading back into the demon world. Misyr?
おお、君か。何も言わずに持ち場を離れて心配かけちゃったかな。
Well, that's okay. Is something wrong with the gate?
いや、何もないよ。何もないはずなんだけど。
But...
なんかさっきこの部屋の前を通りかかった時に妙な物音が聞こえた気がして。
Mazir falls silent, staring back at the gate. I begin to stare at it as well, but I couldn't see anything wrong with it. The plate read closed. I believe that means no one could have come in from an outside world. I'm sure he had thought the same thing. With that, the expression on Mazir's face began to fade quickly.
ま、気のせいか。店の方に戻ろうか、ことね。サボってた分、遅れを取り戻さないと。
Would you like a hand? I mean, you're up for pouring coffee, right? I'd like to learn a little more from you.
お、それは嬉しい提案。ともかくまずはコンビニかな。ジュースの類を揃えないとね。
We leave the gate to our backs, smiling as we exit the room. To be sure, I glanced back at the gate. Relieved knowing there was nothing there, I closed the door without hesitation. I'm like freaked out. This is reading like a horror story. Good God. Anyway, next. And we continue. Common route. We're trying to decide what we want to do with our free time. We're going to say relax while reading a book, just to see if Mazir shows up. I've read most of the books I have here. I have time though. Maybe I'll review one. With that thought, I tried pulling out a handful of books. But I still remember what's in all of these. I was looking through the books on the shelf when I heard a soft knock on the door. Yes, come in.
いやあ、ことね。ってあれ、読書の邪魔をしちゃったかな。
Oh, no, not at all. I was thinking of reading a book, but I've read everything here. I was just wondering what I should do.
へえ、これだけの量を全部。君も結構読書家なんだね。
Bookworm 2? Oh, right. You're usually reading a book when you're having your coffee, huh?
だね。俺は文庫本が中心だけど、気分次第では一日中本を読んでることもあるかな。あ、じゃあ提案。読む本がなくて困ってるっていうなら、俺と一緒に探しに行かない？
Huh? Off we go. Mazir took me to a place I'd never been, a used bookstore in the shopping district. It looked nostalgic and smelled of old paper. It wasn't a big store by any means, but it held a great many books. My heart started racing, looking at this world stacked high with words. I never knew a used bookstore was here. A lot of people have digital books now, but I always prefer the feel of paper.
ああ、わかるわかる。本の香りも心を穏やかにするし。ことね、せっかくだし、それぞれ好きな本を探して持ち寄ろう。
Yeah. At Mazir's suggestion, I headed straight for the shelves with any and everything related to mythological stories. Grandpa's books had an influence on me. Recently, I'd been completely engrossed by this genre. Oh, this book was sold out online. And this one was so expensive that I held off on buying it. Who knew it'd be so cheap? It was a mountain of treasure to me. Caught in the moment, I continued picking up book after book, and then I spent all my money.
あらら、ずいぶんな量になったね。大きめのテーブルでよかったよ。
After buying the ones that interested us, we went right back to Enchanté. There, our treasures were piled high upon the table. Maybe we went a little overboard. It's not like we can read it all right now.
読み切れないのはタイトルをメモだね。
I moved the pile of books to the side and sat across from Mazir.
ここにあるラインナップを見た感じ、ファンタジーの類が好きなんだね。
Yeah, I mean, I read all sorts of things, but I always come back to these. Oh, and the books you read, Misyr, are mystery novels, right?
あ、そうだよ。よく見てるね。現代推理小説も好きだけど、俺はやっぱり歴史に名を残す名作の方が趣味に合うかな。特にアーサー・コナン・ドイル作のシャーロック・ホームズシリーズとかね。
Oh, I know that series at least. The great detective Sherlock Holmes and his partner John H. Watson. I like how they literally use the sprites from freaking Code Realism 10. Oh, if you guys haven't played that game, absolutely go play it. One of my favorites, but I'm gonna show you guys what these guys look like right here, and you can see that they literally use the sprites from that game in the book. That's just such a great idea. Oh my god. Ultimate, you get me every time. The stories revolve around the pair solving all sorts of crimes and mysteries. And even Maurice Leblanc, the author of the series of The Gentlemanly Thief, Lupin. He had Holmes appear in his works, which was a big deal at the time.
明確な宿敵がいる探偵っていうのがまた熱くてさ。中でも天才的な知能を持つ犯罪界のナポレオン、ジェームズ・モリアーティ。
Ironically, also the same sprite as from not Cafe Enchante, this game, but the same sprite from Cold Realize. I'm not gonna post his though. I don't want to spoil anything, but
彼いいよね。あの計算高さと狡猾さ。彼が実在するなら、あるいは別の世界にいるとしたら、ぜひ魔王軍の参謀にスカウトしたい。
I hope you really think that idea. He's already an insanely powerful demon lord. He'd be unstoppable if he did that.
それで、琴音は今から何を読むの？
There's a lot here, but I think this one catches my eye. A love story set within the times of Greek mythology. So it's the story where a goddess and a human boy fall in love. It doesn't just have a crazy plot, but it's popular because of the psychology involved, and the romance is written in such detail. I'm sure it's not unusual in these myths for humans and gods to fall in love, but that's just how we read them. It's a love held not only by two people, but it went across species. It must have been hard. I want to know how it... sorry. I was rambling.
いやいや、構わないよ。俺たちと空想の類は切っても切れない関係。だからそういう話、実は好きだったり。
Huh?
前に俺たちがちらっと語ったでしょ。カヌス、デュラハンの存在が伝承として残っている一例のように、悪魔や天使の存在もゲートやホールを通して俺やイルの世界から伝わってきた可能性があるって。そう仮定するとさ、自分たちがこっちでどういうイメージを抱かれているかちょっと気になるじゃない。
Oh, I see.
それに君がこういったものをどれほど好きなのか、その熱を理解できてよかった。ありきたりなセリフだけどさ、夢中になれることがあるっていうのはいいことだと思うんだよね。
I wouldn't go that far. This really is just a hobby for me.
趣味だからこそすごいんだよ。俺はどうも長い間生きてる影響か、秋っぽい性分でね。今はマイブームの推理小説もあとどのぐらい続くかどうか。
That's right. Mazir's lived much longer than the others. That said, he's probably done all sorts of things that normal people try. I'm sure it'd be hard to stick with a single hobby for someone like him.
だからさ、もしかしたらいずれ君と同じように空想の物語に思いを馳せる日が来るかもしれない。その時はおすすめの本のご教授を願いたいかな。ね、先輩。
Oh, Mazir, you're such a flirt. Senpai? That sounds so strange. You're always my teacher when it comes to anything related to coffee. I laugh, holding my voice down so it doesn't bother anyone else around us. Mazir smiles at me in satisfaction for some reason.
こうやって静かな空間で君とコーヒー以外の話をするのも楽しいね。みんなといるとどうも騒がしくなっちゃうし、いや、賑やかなのは好きなんだけどさ。
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've held a conversation like that about books.
ならよかった。今回は急な話だったけど、機会があればまた誘っていいかな。
Of course, I'd like to hear about more of your favorite books next time. After that, we spent our time reading books. And at times, taking breaks and talking about them until we had our fill. We actually didn't spend too much time talking as we were reading. But the time I spent with Misyr was quiet, and it felt so calming. And now we've reached the part of the common route where we begin to go into Misyr's route. We just finished Namazaki Island and we came downstairs to find Misyr. Someone was. They were quiet. I saw Misyr, back turned towards me, sitting at the counter. Misyr? I didn't expect to see you here. You're usually in the demon world by now. After I called to him, Misyr turns towards me, his robe waving as if to greet me as well.
なあことね。うん。今日はなんとなくギリギリまでこっちにいたい気分でね。それと君がゲートに引き込まれた例の妙な現象もあったでしょ。だから一応様子を見つつ軽く警戒しておこうかなって。
Oh. I see. I appreciate you being concerned.
いえいえ、お気に。
Oh, right. I came down to pour myself some warm milk. But would you like anything, Misyr?
お、それは嬉しいな。ありがとう。それじゃあせっかくだし、この前約束した君だけの特製ブレンドをお願いしてもいい？
Oh, I forgot that we had promised him that. We did promise him that at Amazaki Island. Well, of course, certainly. But I really am still testing it out. You sure you want to try it?
もちろん。何しろ君が作った世界に一つのオリジナルコーヒーでしょ。そんな素敵なものを最初に味わえるよ。他の誰にも譲れないよ。
It's nothing so amazing, but okay. I'll try to make you the best cup I can. I smiled, and as I went to boil some water, Mazir suddenly calls out to me, stopping me.
ああ、ちょっと待ってもらえるかな。それで一つお願いがあってさ。
A request?
できればそのブレンド、このカップに入れてくれないかな。
Okay. With the snap of his fingers appeared a coffee cup that fit perfectly in his hands. It looked fairly old, with several small scuffs on its surface. Small? Girl, that thing is like breaking. That like the coffee's gonna leak out of the sides. What's this?
いわゆるマイカップってやつ。ほら、バーのマイボトルとか、ボーリングのマイボールみたいな。コーヒーマニアを自称する身としては、やっぱりカップにもこだわりたくてね。
It looks just like an ordinary mug to me, but is it actually really expensive?
もしそれが割れちゃったら、魔王様の怒りで世界が滅ぶ。
Well, Mazir, the whole thing is cracked, so... What?
なんてことはないけどさ。でもそれでも俺にとっては大切なものなんだ。 だから丁重に扱ってくれると嬉しいよ。
Colton, if you drop this mug, I swear to God. I was about to tell him he should leave it here if it was so precious to him, but his eyes were filled with kindness as they looked at me in the mug. So, deciding that saying so might be insensitive, I quietly nod. However, the idea that this mug was something the powerful demon lord kept so preciously, it wouldn't disappear from my mind. I hope I don't get nervous and break it. What if my hands were shaking and I couldn't pour the coffee into it correctly?
まあその時はその時さ。大事な品ではあるけど、それも立派な消耗品だからね。ということで、これからは気軽に俺専用ってことで、バンバン使ってちょうだいな。
Okay, if you say so, Misyr. God, what's with this cup? Holding against the pressure, I poured the warm milk into my own cup and the special blend into Mazir's. I tried over and over, adjusting ratios little by little. I finally began to see the cup I pour take shape. I'm still far from being able to hold pride in its completion, but this is the best cup I can pour. Here you go. Unable to hide my considerable anxiety or my movements becoming very stiff, I give Mazir the coffee. Mazir, who takes his cup in his hand while slowly taking in the aroma, begins to drink. Why is this a dictionary word?
やっぱり美味しい。心に染み込むような味わいだよ。
Good. I'm so glad you like it.
本当に美味しいよ。しばらくはこのコーヒーだけで生活できちゃうぐらいだね。
Don't overdo it. I still think there's a lot I can improve on with this blend. I drink my warm milk as well and enjoy a peaceful conversation with Mazir. That's right, Mazir. About the gate, were you able to find out anything else?
いや、それがさっぱり。直に調べても見たんだけど、なんか不自然なぐらいに静かというか、逆にそれが怪しい感じかな。
Huh?
なんというか、扉を相手に使うような比喩じゃないんだけど、君以外が近づくと露骨に猫かぶっておとなしくしてるって印象があるんだよね。
That's bizarre. The door has like a personality. Maybe the door's the stalker.
普通あれだけのことを起こした後なら、何かしらの名残や動きが残っててもおかしくないと思うんだけど。
Yeah, I suppose that's true. It's almost like the very gate itself has a mind of its own, huh?
あるいはその先に広がる異世界に何かがあるかだね。だからしばらくはあのゲートに深夜一人で近づかない方が賢明かな。
Got it. I'll be careful. Even I wouldn't want to have to go through the same experience again. But I'm really glad you were all there, and that place I got sent to. It was thanks to you that the wormhole at that island was dealt with. Hey, what do you think that wormhole was, really? Everyone was saying it's different from the ones usually out there, right? I casually aired out my comment while taking a sip of the warm milk. Dude, Mazir looks so sad.
ただ一つ言えるのは、あの世界は絶対に人間界に存在しちゃいけないもの。なのにどうしてあんな場所に出てきちゃったんだろうね。
As Mazir talked with a troubled look on his face, I thought back to the Spartoi that had appeared in the giant arm. Those things were, without a doubt, a threat to those living in this world. But ew. I forgot that was a scream that happened. Ew. Now that we were back safely, I recalled the moment. That noise when the arm crumbled, it felt kind of like a scream.
そうだね。意志もない 人外かも怪しい。そんな伽藍堂の存在だったのに。どうしてか悲しい。俺もそんな感じがしたよ。
As Mazir closed his eyes, he murmured with a lonely tone in his voice. That's disturbing. I'm like so weirded out. I don't know where this is gonna go. And we're going to skip right into Mazir's route. Here it is. He's so beautiful in this. Oh my god, I can't. Oh, he's such pretty splash art. Oh wow, and we're not even starting with Coltone, we're starting with someone else. And we're gonna stop here. I'm the worst, I know. But I am so excited. I feel like there's so much mystery here with Misyr. Who's the person that was screaming when the Spartori, like, giant arm was destroyed? Like, what's the significance of this old cracked cup that Misyr has? What's going on? I'm really excited to continue playing this. So I hope that next episode we don't die.